When I was a little girl, I spent so much time in the sun that my freckles started growing freckles, shaping themselves into patterns that match the stars' constellations. I was a child of the sun, painted with the road map for the night sky. Since I spent all my time on the beach where the air was heavy with salt and you could see the heat shimmering off the ocean, I became accustomed to the saltwater warmth always in my mouth and lungs. The sand was an accomplice, sticking to me like a new layer of skin, the beach at war with the sun to claim me as her own. This was home. This was safe, and the sun was my guardian, enveloping my little body like a blanket.
My heart turned cold from neglect long before it stopped beating. I was your daughter, let down by a system created to uphold my rights as a child, a woman. Dust in a box now, no more than drifting sand, stinging your eyes as you walk past me.
Women have the right to life and freedom from discrimination.
When the sun would reflect in near blinding rays off the ocean's surface, it wasn't difficult to tune out the world and become mesmerized by the dancing sparks as they dazzled the water. It looked like fire, and apparently they'd found some uneasy truce, sun and sea, moving and shifting together, careful not to burn or drench as I watched. My odd friends, the sun, the water, and I. Nothing was wrong in our little patch of sand. I was all smiles and sunshine.
I was a poet. I wrote beautiful words. Maybe they gave me away. You robbed me of breath to make words, to make beauty. Instruments carved away. Temple put to ruin, to blister in the unforgiving sun.
Women have the right to life and liberty.
It wasn't until I started to outgrow my second sand-coated swimsuit that I realized how the sun can burn. If you're not careful, it seems, anything can hurt you. Sometimes I grow weary now and think I'd rather seek the shade.
A schoolyard smolders with thoughts of vengeance. I'm still here, alone on the cold floor. There's no light, and I think I'm drowning. You shattered me, made me a rag doll, and took my home and my life.
Women have the right to life and personal security.
Because growing up is hard. And growing up to realize you lose your choice of sun or shade just because you're a woman is harder. Sometimes stepping further into this tangled world only makes you feel more like a child, wishing to dig yourself a little cave in the sand, deep down where it's cool so you can hide from your traitor sun and even the dancing flames that once assured you even fire and water can be kind to one another sometimes.
I said I wanted to hide. How did you find me? They won't listen to me, and I can't even see my own face anymore between their words. Do you hear me yelling? I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. Can you hear me? But all you hear is my whisper, barely hearkening a breeze.
Women have the right to life and equality before the law.
But I can't hide. Not with that bitter smoke filling my mouth. Something is lighting the space behind my eyelids, piercing with a sting I don't recognize. If I blink hard enough, I can see them through the sand and smoke, illuminated before the smoldering remnants of yesterday, shining more brightly than the sun's dancers ever did. Faces I don't know, but faces I see in everyone I pass. Faces I want to paint across the sky so the world can see you as I do.
93,000 pending rape cases, each a lightning bolt striking the facade of a corrupt government. And we saw the flames burst to life, searing through the empty rooms of empty promises for retribution and demanding justice now. You thought you could ground me, but you've only fueled the flames.
Women have the right to life and freedom from tortures.
I miss the sunshine, and maybe a little burn is okay to remind me I'm alive. Maybe each freckle, each burn is the sun etching your memories back to life. Maybe the blisters are worth it if the clouds will agree to carry your names. I have the right to be alive. Women have the right to be alive. Women and girls, we have the right to freedom from objectification, from murder, from rape, from torture. Women have the right. Men have the right. Children have the right. This beautiful humanity has a right to security, to dignity, respect, safety. One is too many, and we are catching fire for you now, the lightning thrilling the sun and singeing, but never burning, not anymore. We can never unsee you or disentangle your stories from our own. Our hearts are beating in sync, and the fire is spreading faster than the bitter chill of hate can ever move. The tide is shifting, sifting, churning the sand, polishing sharp edges, mixing the grains until they are indistinguishable. Woman, child, man, human. We have the right to live, to prosper, to splash and bathe in the sun, upturned faces reflected, the sky knowing our name. I see you. I hear you, and maybe one day the world will too. If they look at the water and see the fire dance, they'll know you're there, waiting to tell your story.